Hi guys, so today is the start of my eyeshadow collection. So this is the intro. I wasn't planning on doing this today. I was going to wait probably about another week, but due to unforeseen circumstances I can't do the live that I was planning on, so I thought I may as well do something productive, right? So we're going to start off with what's on here. It's mainly Pat McGrath and then ABH. So it is a declutter as well. I'm not too sure how much I'm going to get to declutter. I do want to do quite a good declutter. I'll never be a minimalism channel, but I do want to get rid of quite a bit. So the Pat McGraths are going nowhere, but I want to show you what I've got in the collection. Shall we? Bring you down now that you've seen what they look like up top. So let's zoom in a little bit more. So we've got this one, this Pat McGrath Labs Voyeuristic Flare, I think it's called. Venus in Flares Voyeuristic Vixen. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. It's quite a nice day out, so the lighting might be a bit all over the place. Just comes in like the classy black packaging. I don't like it. I wouldn't put it on like in my unit like that. But I always keep the packaging for Pat McGrath, and that's what it looks like. Yeah, the lighting's not, I mean, you can see it. That's what it looks like naturally, and then yeah, the light there. I might keep the light on it a little bit because yeah, it's just absolutely stunning. This shade is my favourite shade. That's like a duochrome. It's very, very like glittery. I mean, you can see the shift. It's very glittery, but if you put a glitter glue with it when you use it, it just looks absolutely stunning, guys. So that's the Voyeuristic Vixen. I'm not going to be swatching everything. I'll probably just swatch standout shades in the palette, like my favourite shades. So yeah, that's that one. I think maybe I've got 10 in total, I'm not too sure. Then I got this Celestial Odyssey, and if I've had any gifts from friends or anything like that, which I have in these palettes, I'll tell you who's bought them. It's only fair they get a shout out. So this one's different packaging. Like, can you see how this one just has the PML? So they changed the packaging up, so that's like really old packaging. I might take that cellophane off it. It's been on for over a year. I don't really like doing it, but because we're showing the collection, I want you to see what it looks like. It's still pretty dark, isn't it? And that's what that looks like. Now this I probably could quite easily pass on. It's just so much money, you know. I'm doing another declutter in the winter. I always do 2 declutters a year. I'll do another declutter then, and if I'm still feeling like that about it, I'll pass it on to someone. Then we've got the one that Amy bought for me. I didn't tell you the name of that one, did I? Celestial Odyssey Luxe Quad. This one is Celestial Divinity Luxe Quad, and I think this is like an older palette. I mean, I got it brand new off Amy, but saying that though, it's got that new packaging. So it's got that new design, so it might not be, but it's in like bigger packaging overall. But this is absolutely stunning. It's just so gorgeous. I love that blue, which I didn't think I would. I love all this palette, so that's that. And then she bought me another one, which is the Blitz Astral Quad. One of my favourite palettes. Absolutely stunning. You'll hear me say that a lot with these Pat McGrath ones because they are. Again, same packaging. But look at that. This shade here is my favourite without a shadow of a doubt. But I like it all. I did some looks with it. I did like 4 looks with it, I think, and they all created really beautiful looks. So that's that. And then I've got this. This was the first one that I bought. The Pat McGrath Labs Eye Ecstasy in Sublime. And I like that she brought these out. She brought this one out and a more colourful one. And I wanted them both, but by the time I went to get the more colourful one, it had completely sold out. So, yeah, I do really like this one. It's really nice to try. If you want to try the Pat McGrath Labs formula and you don't want to pay like £55 for a quad, I would say if you can get something like this, I think this was 20 in the sale. No, I think it was £20. I would highly suggest that first, because you get to try her normal formula. Obviously you're not going to try an Astral Blitz for that price, but you get to try her normal formula and see if you like it. Then I got sent this one by Influenster. So this one is, what is it? Oh, the Mothership Rose Decadence. And that's what it looks like. It is stunning. I love this shade the most. This is a duochrome. It's just really pretty. Really love this like orange tone down here as well. Then the lovely Naomi sent me this Bridgerton one for my birthday a couple of years ago. It's just stunning. This again is one of my favourites. So that's what it looks like. And then inside that's what it looks like. Isn't that so pretty? Right, so I don't want this video to get too long. We're on 7 minutes now, so we're fine for time. Recently I got myself this one. So this one is the Mothership Sublime Seduction. Oh, that one was Diamond of the First Water, by the way. And I got this when it was in the sale. I didn't pay full price for it. Just look how stunning it is. And yeah, there's no Astral Blitz in there, which I would have really liked an Astral Blitz, because in these palettes I feel like they should be putting them in there because they're so darn expensive. But yeah, it's just so stunning. And then the last one is the one my mum got for me for like birthday and Christmas. Let's bring you out a little bit. That'll be enough. It is, oh, it's so stunning. This is the only Mothership I've got. So this one is the Utopian Dream, and I wanted this for over a year before I got it. And it's for the Astral Blitzes. Like this shade and this purple shade, I think they're the true Astral Blitz. I don't think this gold is an Astral Blitz, but the colour story on that, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. So I can put these ones back now. I think there might be enough room for another Mothership there, but I'm not 100% sure. Right, now we're going in this top drawer here. This bottom drawer stays for like palettes that I'm ranking, so there's nothing in there at the moment. But the top drawer, I think there'll be stuff in there that I can get rid of. Right, for a start, this one is really old. I mean, it's nice, but just looking at the formula, it doesn't look that great. If it's a good formula, I'll give it to my mum. But yeah, that's what that looks like, so that's going. Then we've got the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics. I've never even wore it. Look, can you see how brand new it looks? Look how brand new that looks. I think I'm going to give that to my mum. You know, that is brand spanking new. Yeah, I'll give that to my mum. what's the point in keeping it if I'm not going to wear it? This one though, I kind of don't wear it, but I feel like I want to keep it for the memorabilia. It's got, I might try like a throwback video with it, because it's got some really nice like everyday mats. I don't know about the shimmers, I don't know how they would perform, but like the everyday neutral mats in there look really, really nice. And it's Gwen Stefani. Do you remember when she did the Urban Decay and Gwen Stefani collection? And I love Gwen Stefani, or I used to. This one, it's just the Urban Decay and Gwen Stefani collection. I feel like I want to keep it for memorabilia. I don't often do that, but for that I'm going to. This book can go because I think I'm getting rid of my smoked palette as well. Right, and then I've got this Cara Duo palette. It's going nowhere. I've only used it for videos. Lisa got it me for my birthday. Not this coming year, the year before. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at all those yellows and orange tones. Very warm. It's very me. So that's that. So we've seen all them. So I feel like we're gonna like do all the Revolution, because that's kind of what I've got the most of. So let me show all that to you. Right, so what we're doing is we're going to go in here first. So Revolution starts here. I'm just going to pull them out by brand and show you what I've got. So like kind of clear as much from here as I possibly can. I'd love it to be a ruthless declutter, guys, because at this point I'm just getting so pissed off with my makeup collection. I just want to, like with my Shop My Stash videos, I just want to be able to rotate palettes more than one time. So yeah, we're going to do that. I think we'll do Colourpop after that, because Colourpop starts here as well. And we've also, sorry I'm giving you whiplash, we've also got Colourpop up here and some in the drawers. So let's do that. Right, can you see why I wanted to start off with Revolution first? You know, this is what I'm working with. I don't know how many palettes are here, so I'm going to put you back on the tripod now. I've got some that I've not tried, like this one. I don't want to get rid of that, I don't think. And then obviously this one is very cutesy. I want to at least try them before I start decluttering. This isn't going to be a declutter for the sake of decluttering. It's a collection, and so sorry, it's a collection and it's a declutter video, so I just want to show you that. People have asked to see it, and I'm doing it anyway, so I just thought I'd film it. Okay, so you're back on the tripod now. Right, so let's start with the first one she came out with, which I think's this one. So Revolution and Sofx Ultra Eyes 24 Ultra Professional Eyeshadows. Right, so I barely used it, but it's such a stunning palette. I feel like I want to keep it in till winter, because it's autumn and winter, I think, this palette. That's what it screams to me when I look at it anyway. So I'm going to keep it until then, and if I'm not using them, then it's pointless them staying in the collection and taking up room. I'll just declutter them. So that's that one. And then we've got the second one. I actually bought this one. Oh, I actually bought this one first. Sorry for the reflection. So this one is the Ultra Eyeshadows. I'd say probably this one's the nicer one out of the two. Which one would I gravitate towards the most though? It's probably this natural one, because the other one's got a lot of reds in it, but this is quite dark as well, isn't it? Yeah, I need to use them. I need to do an on the chopping block series when I do my Shop My Stash, or in lives. I need to figure out what to do, because this is not good, you know. Buying makeup and not having used what you've got in your collection more than one time. Like, I've used it like 3 or 4 times. I would have used it at some point, because I always, like, when I get a new palette, I do 3 looks with it. But I'm not into buying makeup anymore just to create eye looks. So we've got this one as well, and I know I've Probably out of the three of them, this could probably be one that I could get rid of. If it wasn't for this shade here, Dreamy. I absolutely love it. Oh, it's really, really pretty. It's a topper, but look at that. Yeah, over the top of Lockdown. It's just really, really pretty. But I don't like the fluoro shades in this at all. So yeah, I need to obviously do more looks with that and get a feel for it. This one isn't going anywhere though. It's really, really pretty, really pastel, very me. So yeah, that one's definitely staying in the collection. That one is one that I know for sure that I really, really like. So it's the Revolution Forever Flawless We Were on a Break. I'm not a hardcore Friends fan, so I haven't bought it for that. I bought it because it was a pastel palette. This I can quite happily get rid of. XX Revolution Matrix. Doesn't it look nice? Like, on the camera you'll be like, that looks a nice palette, that looks quite like you. It's the flaky, the shades are flaky. It is absolutely rubbish. I did say to my friend Desi, if you want it I'll send it to you, but I wouldn't even send it to her because it's not good eyeshadows in my opinion, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Right, then we've got this Revolution one. It's a dupe for the Subculture. I'm gonna get rid of this as well. I don't need it. It's really, really pretty, but I don't need it, so that's that. Then I've got this Revolution Creator Revolution Hydra Pigment Pastel Dream Palette. Guys, if you ever come across it and think, oh, that's really, really good, please save your money. You know, I buy so you don't have to, basically. This is the worst Revolution palette I have ever tried in my life. Just don't buy it. I don't even know if to do it, but just don't. It's absolutely awful. It says activate formula with water before use, which I've done, and it's just like chalk. So that's going. Like I said, I don't think this will be going anywhere. It's really, really nice for autumn. It's the I Heart Revolution Pumpkin Pie, and I've noticed that with me, I do prefer the I Heart Revolution formula. I wish the lighting was better, so I want to try it at least a couple of times and then decide what I want to do with it. So keeping, and then we've got this cutesy one. This is the I Heart Revolution Gingerbread. They came in like a little hamper that I bought myself for Christmas, and again I want to try that. I've swatched it, I've not done any more than swatching it. I don't know if I'll be keeping it in the long term, even though the packaging is so cute, just because some of the shades are throwing me off. But you never know, I might love it. Then we've got the I Heart Revolution Lemon Drizzle. So I've definitely got more I Heart Revolution palettes. That's because I like the formula a lot better. I've got a lot of yellows now. I don't need it. I never thought I'd say that about this palette because I really, really do like it. A lot of them I've got a lot of dips in. Let's get rid of that. Then I've got the I Heart Revolution Peanut Buttercup. I've not used this a great deal. Right, I'm feeling blah about it, so that can go. It smells nice. Doesn't smell of peanut butter, but it smells nice. Then we've got the Revolution Pro London. It was done with some influencer. So it's the Ultimate Artist palette. Looks like a book. Right, the only thing that really is making me hang on to this is because you've got all your bronzers, you've got a highlighter, you've got some really nice baby pink blushes, which you don't have a lot of. Same with the red tone blushes, I don't have a lot of them. I've not tried any of this side, so I want to at least do some looks with it, so we'll keep that. Right, so I've done quite a lot with this one. This is the Revolution Pro Night and Day, and it's a dupe for a Pat McGrath one, and I really do like it, so I'm gonna keep that. Then we've got the Revolution Game of Thrones palette. So I've only done one look with this, with the orange side. So with this side, not really done anything with kind of the grungy side, so I'll be keeping it anyway. So I'm a really massive Game of Thrones fan, so I definitely want to keep it. This one, however, I'm really not sure on. I thought it was cute at the time, and I used to be mad into Flintstones when I was younger, so it's the Fruity Pebbles. I should at least try it, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's try it. If I don't like it, it'll be decluttering at winter. Then we've got the I Heart Revolution Tasty Coffee palette. Looking at this, and I'm not feeling anything towards it, so a lot of these will just be going to my mum. And basically the eyeshadow palettes that I've given to her previously, I'll go through it all, and most of them probably can get decluttered as well. I might even do a video on that. So we've got the I Heart Revolution Tasty Pumpkin Spice Latte. Yeah, I haven't used this, so we'll keep that as well. It's just all shimmers, so I'd need a really good neutrals palette. Right, so what have we got? What am I keeping? What am I decluttering in regards to this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so I'm keeping 10, no, 11 with that, and so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So far I've decluttered 8, so we're on a roll basically. Let's get rid of these. Where can I put them out of the way? Put them on the floor. Right, okay, let me get some more. Right, so the battery is flashing, so at some point it's gonna go. And then I'll just have to charge it up, and we'll start later if we've still got light in. So I've got this Beauty Bay. Actually, I'll do that with the Beauty Bay palettes, so let me put that over there. Let's do the BH. So I've got this BH Cosmetics Los Angeles palette. I recently used this. It was on chopping block. It's not going anywhere. I absolutely love it. I've got this BH Avocado Toast. Again, it's not going anywhere. I don't think any of these BH ones will be. I recently bought the Party in Puerto Rico, which I haven't even used yet. Doesn't that look lovely? That's what I mean. I've got like quite a lot of yellows and oranges, so I don't need to be keeping palettes that I'm kind of not vibing with. I've got the BH Amalfi. Very neutral. There's an orange, there's an orange there, there's a yellow there. That's why I got rid of the I Heart Revolution ones. Right, and then the only one that I could see myself kind of getting rid of is this, but I have only used it a few times for videos, so I do feel like I should be trying it again in the summer. Sarah Rose absolutely loves this. She's always using it. She does fantastic looks with it, but her preference isn't necessarily going to be my preference, is it? So I'll show you what it looks like. I mean, it looks beautiful, right? If you like those tones, it really does look pretty. But yeah, keep that for now. BH Smitten in Switzerland. We're going to be keeping that. And then the last one in these kind of palette form is this. That was the first one I ever bought, Love in London. And we'll keep this for our cool toned option. Right, and then the other BH palette I've got is the Royal Affair palette. I don't know about this, guys. Then we've got a couple of Ciate London palettes. So we've got Mykonos. I don't know, let's have a look. No, I'm gonna get rid of that one. I do want to keep this one though. because it's got blues in it, and I don't have barely any blues. And it's really, really quite lovely. It's not something you'd imagine me to have in my collection, but yeah, that's what I've got there. We've got a few more on where I've just shown you that I'm picking from, and then we can go on to Colourpop, I think. Okay, so we're doing Beauty Bay. So I've got this Beauty Bay pastels. It looks really nice, but they feel so chalky. But I don't feel like I've given it a chance, not really. Can you see how faint they are on my hand? If I get a white base crayon, they might be okay. But my friend Amy's got that palette, and she even said the same thing. They just feel really, really chalky. So I'll keep it for now. It's on the chopping block though, basically. I've got this Beauty Bay Love Notes palette. It's going nowhere, guys. It is so stinking pretty. I love the Beauty Bay formula. When a palette comes out like this, probably this size again, and that is my colour story, I'll definitely buy it, because it really does remind me of the Glamonatrix formula at a fraction of the price. Then we've got Wilderness. So that's that. I would say don't sleep on this formula. It is just so stinking pretty. Then we've got the Nikkie Tutorials. That was the first one I ever got. And I need to use that more because I barely used it. Right, so now we're moving on to Cosmic Brushes. I have just placed an order for the new palette that they brought out, but obviously that's not here yet, so you just got to bear that in mind. So we got the Royal Rose. I got this first. This is a seconds palette, but it performs so well. It is absolutely stunning. I mean, none of these shades, like, I've compared it against the Serenity, like the mattes and things and the shimmers, and they perform just the same. So I paid about £5 for it. It wasn't much at all. I think at full price it's £18. The Royal Rose. And I do think they have it in stock now, so if you wanted it you could get it, and you can get 10% off by using somebody's code. That's what I did last night. I used Nays Vanity. I don't know who she is, but I just thought, well, I'm buying 2 of these Cosmic Brushes palettes and they're £25 each, so I need somebody's code, and it saved me £5, so I was happy about that. So next up is Serenity. So this one came out next, and that's what mine looks like. Now I didn't vibe with this as much. The colours to me are all over the place, and I've broken my like turquoise shade down here called Echo. Yeah, it's not my favourite palette that they've come out with, but this palette apparently, from what I've seen on their Instagram page, was always meant to be used in conjunction with the Muse palette. I don't think I need the sleeve, do I? Let's get rid of that. So that's the Muse. This is the best palette that they've ever brought out, in my opinion. I vibe with this so much. I've just done looks with this. I don't know if they're on the channel yet, but it's absolutely stunning. I feel like I'm vibing with this more than I'm vibing with the new palette. I only bought the new palette, let's be honest guys, I only bought the new palette because of the multi-chrome that you get in it, and you're getting 2 duochromes. And that's what's pushed the price up. That's why it's £25 instead of 20. But like I said, you can use someone's code to make it a little bit cheaper for yourself. Obviously if you're only getting one, you'll get £2.50 knocked off it. That's better than nothing, right? So yeah, so that's those palettes. It doesn't look like I'm getting rid of any of these now, because I've not used this one. Andy Does Stuff sent me this. This is the Ace Beauty Nostalgia palette. Some of it I don't know if it's for me, like you've got some really bright shades down here. I'm going to try and obviously create some gorgeous looks. but I'm not that creative. But it's got beautiful orange, beautiful yellow, so I can do a beautiful orange and yellow look. And I really want to use this like red shade here, so yeah, I can't wait to use it. And then I've got this Ace Beauty Floral Vintage. I would highly recommend this. Sarah Rose has decluttered hers. I talk about Sarah Rose a lot because I really love her channel. If you don't watch her, then you should. You should go and give her some love. Tell her I sent you. I'm sure you're already watching her though, if you watch my channel. A lot of the looks, like she said in her declutter video, they pull the same, and it's a big palette and she doesn't really collect big palettes. Probably because, you know, you need a lot of storage space, don't you? But I absolutely love this palette. Naomi kindly gifted it to me. So yeah. So all these palettes I'm keeping. Right, let's move on to Colourpop now. Right, so I've got so much Colourpop. So I'm going to just turn my iPad off because I keep getting interrupted and that's making me lose my train of thought. It's normally the case, isn't it? When you've got nothing to do, no one contacts you. When you've got everything to do, everyone contacts you. Right, so we're going to start off with the cutesy ones, the Disney, and there's a Barbie one in there that isn't Disney. I don't know what that is, but it's quite cute. So I think this was the first Disney one I ever bought, the Disney Frozen 2. And it's got a pan missing there, you can see that. And if it wasn't for the packaging, I would just declutter it, guys, because the colour story is doing nothing for me. Maybe I can, my mum loves Elsa, maybe I can make her a palette up, a really nice palette of Colourpop eyeshadows, and she can get enjoyment out of it. So it's killing me, it really is killing me because she's cute. This is a maybe. I've seen people do this and I'm always shouting at the device that I'm watching it, and I'm like, just get rid of it if you're not sure. But it's a maybe, so the maybe pile's already started. Tinkerbell, absolutely love this. This isn't going anywhere. So I think with my Colourpop collection, I'm more just showing you the collection. So that's what it looks like. Again, I need to use this more, and you're going to hear a lot of that in the videos. Then we've got the Star Wars Mandalorian the Child palette. I never really got on board with this palette. I mean, it's cute, right? You can see I've taken loads of like eyeshadows out, and that was to do the Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson hair palette and how she would have designed the palette that she wanted, and the Natasha Denona Retro, that palette. So I'm going to keep it for that reason. But yeah, I mean, I probably could get rid of it. It is nice. We'll keep it. Then we've got Lizzie McGuire. I've never really liked that figure, but I've gotten used to it. Do you think it's very, very cute? I remember when I first got it, I'm like, why did they have to put that character on? Why couldn't they just, you know, why couldn't they just do it like that? And this one is really, really pretty for this time of year, so I'm definitely keeping that. Some of the shades, like, let me show you, some of the shades are really, really powdery. You can see that one is, that one is. But it is a good palette overall, and it might work quite nicely with some of my single Super Shocks. Then we've got the original Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters. And again, I've taken an eyeshadow out of this palette, but no, there's three. So there's three eyeshadows gone out of this. It'll be in a magnetic palette somewhere, so yeah, I really, really like this. It's really, really pretty. So I just need to see what shades are missing from it so I can put them back around Halloween. So keeping that. Then I've recently bought this one, so Colourpop Witching Hour. This one's so darn pretty. I've done looks recently with this purple one and this green one. I want to do a look with this orange and like gold, and then can move on to the next palette. But that's actually in my Shop My Stash, so let's put that away. Then Karen kindly gifted me this at Christmas. I just hope this video isn't going to be in parts. It might be. It might have to be part 1 and part 2. So I was saying that my friend Karen gifted me this. It's the Colourpop Holidays in collaboration with Muppets. I think there's only one shade missing. Yes, there is. And that's in a palette that I duped. It's absolutely stunning. It's a really, really stunning palette. I wouldn't pick that colour story though for Christmas, would you guys? So that's that. I mean, I'd like to upload it as one video really, so I'm going to try and not be as chatty. Just because obviously some people have said they'd like it as one, or had other people when I put the poll out saying that they'd just like it in parts. The last one from this cutesy packaging is this Barbie and Colourpop Malibu Barbie palette. Took me the longest time to use this, but it really is a pretty stunning palette. You can do neutral looks, you can do like a pop of like a bright eye look as well. It's just really, really stunning. So that's those. At this point I don't even know how many Colourpop palettes I've got, you know, but these aren't going anywhere. Maybe the Elsa one is. So now I'm going to talk you through my 9 pans. Now, not all my eyeshadows are in here, but I do want to show you the palettes I've got, because they're in magnetic palettes, because I've done a pastel palette, a self-made pastel palette, and some of them are in like dupe palettes that I've made up. They're not going to be in any order, I don't think. Yeah, shall we do the plastic ones first? Right, so put these down here. Do the plastic ones first, because these palettes came out originally, didn't they, first? So I've got all them plastic ones. So we've got Miss Bliss. At least you know what palettes I've got, but yeah, like I said, different eyeshadows in them now. So that's kind of part of the Sydney Grace Mel Thompson Retro palette. I'm getting a new palette next week sometime, so they'll go back in as it was. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did a live with that palette, so you can go and check that out. So that's that one. Then we've got Aura and Out. So this was from like the tie-dye set, and these shades I duped the Alice in Wonderland palette, so those shades have come from that, apart from these 2 glitters here. So that's that. So obviously mine are going to look a little bit different. The Just My Look though is how it should look, apart from 2 shades missing. So that's that. Going Coconuts is just Going Coconuts, apart from 1 shade. This is why I never wanted to damage my palettes, because why I never wanted to take them apart, because it's really, really hard showing you in these kind of videos. So we've got the Baby Got Peach. This one's got all the shades in, but I do kind of want to mix the Baby Got Peach up and the Coast to Coral, but I don't know when I'm going to do that. So that one. Then we've got the Mint to Be. Again, that's mixed up, but the palette is Mint to Be. Then we've got the Lilac You A Lot. Most of it's still intact. You'll see when I show you the magnetic palettes where they've all gone. And then we've got the Her Honey. And this is, it's not all Her Honey. There's 2 shades that shouldn't be in there. But yeah, for the most part it is. So that's those. They're all staying. So then Karen also got me the Blush Crush. This is a really, really pretty, like, everyday palette. I think it was kind of meant for bridal makeup. So that's that. Really, really nice. Then we've got the Coast to Coral. Again, really, really pretty. Making Mauves. this Making Mauves one, I mixed it up with Making Mauves and what was the other palette called? Menage a Moi. So I mixed all the shades up and I've made a completely matte palette. So these shades are from Making Mauves and Menage a Moi. So that's my matte palette there. Then we've got In the Limelight. This one is so beautiful. I got this off my sister a couple of years ago. Look how beautiful that is. It's a shame I'm not wearing greens at the moment. I mean, I do the odd green look, and when I do it I'm like, oh, why am I not wearing greens? Karen bought me the High Tide palette. Beautiful. It's a little bit dark for me in places. Like, I would say this shade here and this shade down here, they're just too dark. But I do like most of the other shades, like the 7 other shades in there. I really do like. I love this one. It's really grungy, so it's the Grandeur. I mean, I can take that glitter out. I don't need the glitter in it, but yeah, it's really, really nice and grungy. So that's that. So again, it's just about showing you the collection, I think. If anything, I'll get rid of the Elsa, which is just that one palette. Right, so this is one of my favourite 12 pans. It's the Good as Gold. I'd recommend this one all day long. They brought this out for Christmas, didn't they, one year? And I can see why. Look at all those really, really nice golden shades that it's got in it. It's beautiful. Then we've got the Boudoir Noir. I mean, it's alright. It is a little bit grungy as well. It's got 2 shades missing out of it. It's okay, but I mean, I've got better palettes. Flutterby. So this is where I've created the perfect mauve tone palette for me. Was it this one? Yeah, it was. So I can't wait to use that. I think I'm going to use it in a live. Menage a Moi. Yeah, I've changed the Menage a Moi up. This palette here is what Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson came up with as their perfect retro, and they brought out the bundle. So that's for that. That's my kind of dupe with my Colourpop shades. Then we've got the Colourpop Limoncello. I think there's one shade missing from this as well. Yep. So that looks like that. It's just so pretty. Right, this one could potentially go, but I might keep it for the magnetic palette. Colourpop Truly Madly Deeply. I could take all those shades out and possibly put like the Mel Thompson shades in. So let me see what palette that was in. It's in one of these, wasn't it? Not that one, not that one, not that one. One of these two. Right, so we're going to need, yeah, they're not going to fit, because, I mean, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right, so it's a 16 pan palette, and we've got 12 in there, and then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, it's got 21 shades in it, so I'll have to wait for that Lorac palette to come, and then I can put these back in. But I can always keep this and change the colour story up, because I don't like most of those shades in there anyway. So yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll keep the palette for that. So that's the Truly Madly Deeply. Have I showed you everything? I think so. Yeah, I've showed you all the Colourpop ones. I'll show you this. So this is the only Kylie Jenner palette I've got. So it's the Kylie Jenner like holiday palette that she brought out this past year. It's really, really pretty. I've only just got that. I got it from Depop. So yeah, that's going nowhere either. And this one is so this is the Disney You Are Magic from Primark. And the reason I can't get rid of it is just because it was a gift off my mum. It looks like that. And I don't part with it. It's just me being sentimental. And I do actually like the face products in this. let me put everything away and I'll bring out some more eyeshadow. Right, so I've just got one of the acrylic drawers out. Let's zoom out a tiny bit. I didn't show you this either, this Jason Wu palette. My friend Lucy from Lucy's Unboxing Life actually sent me this in a giveaway, and I really like it. I didn't think I would because it's all matte, but I really like bringing this out when I've got a palette that's all shimmers. Like with the I Heart Revolution one I showed you, I'll probably bring this out then. So I'm going to keep that. I do feel like I need at least 1 or 2 all matte palettes. So let's move on to what's in here. So we'll do the Natasha Denona first. So I've got this Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. It's barely been used. Again, same situation there, I need to use it more. We've got the Natasha Denona Mini Star. I absolutely love this, but I feel like some of the shades have gone bad. Like this, my favourite shade in it, this one here, looks like it's turning. Like, it looks pretty pigmented on the finger. And even it does, like, on my hand there. But, like, when I put it all over the eyes, it's just doesn't look right. So, I'll use it again and I'll see if I like it. If not, it's just going to get decluttered. I did try and get the shades out of it because I've been duping the Natasha Denona Yucca palette, but it's not magnetic, so they wouldn't come out. So yeah, I don't even feel like I can get the other shades out of it if I just want to get rid of that one shade there. So that's that. And then we've got the Mini Retro, which is that one there. Then we've got the Mini Gold, which is fairly new. Lisa bought me this a couple of years ago. Can you see where I've tried like putting the magnet on it to lift it up, but it just didn't lift it? It's a shame really. If you want to depot them, you're going to be making a mess, and I don't really want to be doing that. Right, and then I've got one that's just come from Amy. I've not even wore this one yet. It's the Natasha Denona Mini Pastel palette. I've just done swatches on it. It's really pretty. Right, and then I've just got 2 bigger ones, and I've got my middies in a different drawer. So Naomi bought me this one, Natasha Denona Gold, and you'll see that there's shades missing out of it because I've been duping the Yucca palette that's on the channel already. I'll leave it in the information card so you can go and check it out if you've not already done so. But yeah, that's it there. And then we've got the Natasha Denona Trail Chrome, and again there's some shades missing out of this, quite a few. So yeah, that's that. I'll get the other Natasha Denona ones. None of these are like going anywhere for the time being. Some might be getting decluttered in the winter, but let me just put these back. Put that one there. I'll go and get the middies. Right, now's the start of the middies. So we've got the Natasha Denona Pastel palette that Karen bought for me for my birthday, like a couple of years ago now. So yeah, it's very well loved. I absolutely love it. I've used it recently, so that's what that one looks like. Then I've got the Natasha Denona Bronze palette, which looks like that. I need to use this again soon. Then I've got the Natasha Denona Zendo palette. More shades have come out of that. You'll see exactly where they go when I show you my drawers. Then we've got the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And just the one shade has come out of that one. So that's all my Natasha Denona collection. I've got 11 palettes in total. So that's them. Let me show you Charlotte Tilbury. So we've got this, and I use these just as mirrors. So the Vintage Vamp. I do want to see if they're any good though. because I mean it's pointless just keeping them as mirrors. So I'll give them one more last try. Maybe I'll pull them both out for a chopping block shot my stash. And then I've got the Dolce Vita. And then Amy sent me this one, which is still in its box, which is the Pillow Talk Dreams. I've only wore this once, so I'd like to get a little bit more of a go with this. That's just beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful for like every day and even a date night look. I don't know what to do with my eyes. I'm going on a date on Friday and I really don't know what to do, what kind of look to go for. Then we've got this ABH. I'm just trying to see if I don't want it to be blurry. I can't remember what this palette's called. But it's kind of like their singles and they put it into this palette. It's really, really beautiful. Then I've got the Chanel, and I was using this as a mirror because I don't use the shades in it. The shades are just too old. I thought I'd be bougie and keep it as a mirror. It's been on the declutter so long and it's kind of sticky. Let's declutter it. That is going nowhere but the bin because it's that old, guys. Now we're going to be doing my Hudas. Let me just go and grab those. Okay, so this was the first one. The first bigger one I got was this Huda Beauty Desert Dusk. Oh, guys. I'm giving it to my mum. You know, she doesn't have many high-end palettes, and you know, looking at it, I want to keep it for the packaging, but I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to keep things that I'm not using. It's going to be a ruthless declutter, this one. Then I've got the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. Absolutely love this palette, so definitely keeping that one. I used it yesterday, just this shade though. It's called Libra. And then we've got this one that Naomi gifted me for my birthday, the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz, and I absolutely love this one as well. So we're only down to 2 palettes now there. Do I want to keep this? I want to get some more bigger ones though, and I want to do a ranking. I might give it to my mum. I can just put a picture in the ranking corner. I might give it to my mum, and if I need to borrow it, like I can bring it back at a later date. Don't want it in the collection. Let's put all these Natasha Denonas back. I like the pastel one to go at the front because that's my favourite. Okay, so now we're into the Obsessions. So this one ranks my favourite. I absolutely love this, and it's the Huda Beauty Wild Jaguar. Looking at that, you just wouldn't think it's my colour story, would you? But it is, totally. Then we've got the Huda Beauty Caramel Brown. Absolutely love that. My mum got me that for my birthday this coming year, so keeping that. I am getting rid of a few of these, but they're the older formula. We've got the Toffee Brown. I bought this one was it last year or the year before? Love that as well. And my mum got me this for my birthday as well. She's refused to buy me makeup, so you won't be seeing any makeup off my mum this coming year. So that's that. Then we've got these neons, which I absolutely love. So we've got the Huda Beauty Neon Green. Look at that. Look how stunning it is. Then we've got the Huda Beauty Neon Orange, even though it looks more red. I want to try this palette again. This is the perfect time for it to bring it out in the summer, and if I don't like it, I'll just get rid of it. But for now, it's staying in the collection. Right, so this is where it starts going a little bit kind of like, do I want to keep it? So it's the Huda Beauty Nude Light. I feel like I should give it one more go, and if I don't like it I'll pass it on, but yeah, we'll keep it for now. Then I've got the Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions. Love this as well, so definitely keeping. Then I've got the Huda Beauty Gemstone Obsessions. This is the second one I've had of these. The first one came a hot mess. I do really like it. Need to spend more time with that, so I'm keeping that one. We've got the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions. I'm passing this on, gifting it to my friend Amy. She said she's interested in trying it. And the only reason I'm passing this on, there's nothing wrong with the formula. It only comes with 2 shimmers, and I don't like that in a palette. It sets my OCD off really badly. Then I've got this rainbow palette, this Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions, and I said she can have that as well, so that'll be going to her. And then I've got the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions, and I want to keep this because I really like it. The only thing is, the only other one that might be getting a declutter is this one, but I want to put it on the chopping block first. So we've got rid of 2, which isn't bad because they're high end and I don't like letting go of high end. So let's see, so we've got 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 now. So I had 12 Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes. So 10 of the Obsession and then 2 of the bigger palettes. But yeah, I want to get the Empowered palette for sure. I mean, eventually I'd like 5 of these and then I can rank them least favourite to favourite. At the moment, if I had to rank them, let's see, it would be really tough. I think it would be Mercury Retrograde and then Rose Quartz, but I think I could rank both of them like in first place. So that's everything. We just need to go in the drawers now, and that's where it gets even more complicated. So let's do that. So this is drawer 1. So I think we're going to start over here because that's the most mess. A lot of this is things that I need to use, like this. Amy gifted me that, so that's, it's not even the right way around, is it? Amy gifted me that, so I'll be using that next Shop My Stash. So yeah, we're gonna start over here. Okay, let's do this. Right, so let's show you what I've got in here. So we've got the Catrice and Jenny eyeshadow palette. I'm definitely keeping it for this duochrome here. It's a beautiful palette anyway overall, but it's this is what makes it. Let me show you. I don't think they do it anymore. That's it there. It's not going to show up in this lighting, but that's that. Definitely keeping. Another palette I'm definitely keeping is this one. So it's the Volume 2 by Unique Beauty. And though that shade and that shade are so similar, it's unbelievable, but it's a beautiful palette, and I like this shade here, Bonsai, so keep that. Then we've got the Dose of Colours Pretty Cool palette, which works really well with the Colourpop Going Coconut, so I'll keep that. I don't know if it's still okay or if the formula's turned, but yeah, we'll be using the Going Coconuts palette soon, so I'll bring that one out as well. I do really like this packaging, but I can't keep things for packaging, so this one's going as well. It's beautiful. It's got this beautiful blue and silver shading, so that can go. I've got this Lottie London one. I really like this palette, and the formula is beautiful, especially this shade here. But should I just be keeping it for that one shade? Because look at that shade. All the others don't look that appealing. Right, let's get rid of that. That's the shade there. It's really nice. Right, So I said this a while ago, I'm just gonna pass this on to my mum, see if she wants it. So we're getting rid of that. Definitely want to keep this one. I don't really like Urban Decay Naked. Do you know the pans? They're like oblong, aren't they? I don't really like that. So if I don't like the colour story, I find it really easy just to get rid of. But yeah, this one is very, very pretty. So keeping. And this one's a dupe for it, but it's better. So if you're interested in the Urban Decay Naked, I would say get this one. This one's in Call Me Sunshine. And the reason I say it's better is because this one here is a duochrome. It's absolutely stunning. And at a fraction of the price too. Then we've got the Daydream palette. This is the Cara Beauty Daydream palette, and I will definitely be keeping this. Every time I see this Daydream palette, I think of my friend Desi, because her subscribers are her daydreamers. If you've not checked her out, then please go and check her out. She'd love it, I know she would. I've got this Neon Green palette by Primark. I've had it years, guys. I'm not going to use it. Let it go. I've got this Sigma Rosy. I'm almost tempted to let this go as well. I'll use it again a few more times, and if I don't like it, it will be going next time. I've got this Fenty Beauty, what's this one? It's the Snap Shadow in the shade Peach, and I quite like this one, so I just want to use it again and make sure that I do like it. It will be going next time I do a declutter. I did really like using this. This is the Essence Bronze This Way. It's a beautiful palette. Yeah, I'll keep it for a little while longer. I've got this Revolution Jungle Princess palette. And I'm keeping it more for the packaging than anything else. I think I've got rid of so much at this point for me anyway. I'll keep it. So I've got this Morphe 2 Malibu. I've used it for videos, like I think 1 or 2 videos, that's it. I'm passing this on as well. Obviously I'll clean it up and then pass it on. But yeah, I don't want it. Sick of buying palettes for videos, it has to stop. I've got this Colourpop High Society palette, and that's what that looks like. I'm gonna keep that one. I've got this I Heart Revolution Mini Matte Shadow palette, and the shade is Fried Egg. Again, I will keep that. I do prefer this orange one though. Oh, it's meant to be peach. Peach, please. To me, this isn't peach. Actually, I'm saying I prefer it, but it's only got this nice orange in. Get rid of that one. Do I want to get rid of this one as well? Oh, I really like those 2 shades. So, no, I don't want to get rid of that. I can keep that one. So I recently got this one off Amy. It's the Viseart Pistachio palette. So definitely keeping this. I'll show it to you. Isn't that pretty? So we'll be doing looks with that soon as well. I showed my mum what Amy sent because she said, let me see what she sent you. And I showed her and she said, oh, that is the cutest palette. So that's that. Glitters. Do I want to keep these? I think they're nice to put in the inner corners sometimes. Like that one's a duochrome glitter, and these ones are safe for the eye area. I don't really want to be getting rid of things for the sake, just for the sake of it. I feel like I should try them. I've not really tried them. I've only tried this white one. So we'll keep them for now. Then I've got this one, this Amuse one. I just don't think I'm going to use it. I feel terrible because Lucy sent it to me, but I feel like my mum would get more use out of it. So I'm going to pass it on to her. It's called 24K Gold. I'll pass it on to my mum and she can get some use out of it. We've got this Naked Urban Decay Basics, which is old as time. I'm going to pass this on as well. If it's good, I mean, you can see how much I've used it. There's a big dip here. So my mum can try it. If she doesn't feel like it's in date or anything, then it can get decluttered. I've got this Essence I Like to Mauve It, which is being passed on as well. We're doing quite well. I think I'm just going to get rid of this one. I mean, I like it, but I've got a lot of green eyeshadow palettes. I got this before I got the Wilderness, and I could do a look with this Colour Story from the Wilderness palette, and that shade is Shattered, so I'll just bin that. So that can go. Then we've got this Too Faced Natural Eyes. I never really got into it. I've only used it a couple of times, so my mum can take that off my hands. It still smells gorgeous. Oh, and this is in here as well. I've not used this yet. I was supposed to use it for a live. I've seen people on the TikTok shop put it over eyeshadows and it looks so stunning. This is in Drip Drip, so I just leave it in here. Right, let's put everything back. There should be so much room in here now. Right, let's put them back and I'll grab some more palettes. Okay, let's start over here. This is quite a lot over here, so let's just start here. And I should have shown you this with my Charlotte Tilbury, but I've got one of her face palettes, well, iron face palettes. So I need to just check the formula on that. But that is a good work palette. I need to keep that for when I am back at work. So, put that there. I keep going back and forth with this. Yeah, I don't think I need it. So that's that. This is new to the collection. It's by Rude Cosmetics. And, you know, it's the Cosmo palette. They're kind of copying Laminatrix with the palettes that they brought out. I should use it at least one time before I even think of decluttering it, but now, like, I'm thinking it just doesn't appeal to me. That's what I feel like. But I want to use it and I want to just see what I feel about the formula, and then at least I can review it for you guys, right? So we'll keep that. So I've got the W724K Gold Rush. And that's a dupe for the Natasha Denona one. That can go. That'll be going in the bin. It's no use to anyone. Then we've got the Stila Blue Real. I want to try this at least one more time. Again, it could be going in the winter. Then I have the Too Faced Chocolate Bar. This, in my opinion, this is the best one they brought out. So I want to try using this and make sure the formula's not gone bad. So you're going to have a lot of kind of, is it on the chopping block or not, videos coming up. Maybe in lives, I don't know. But I don't feel like I can really test it out in lives. I can only do one look. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I mean, if you've got any ideas, guys, leave it in the comments. Or I'd only be too happy to go with the majority of you guys, what you suggest. So next up we've got the Moira Sweet Delights. This is beautiful. Lisa bought me this and it's absolutely stunning. The only problem is with this, and I spoke to Lisa about it, it only has two shimmers, this white and this green. If you think about it, it only has one really, because you can only use this in the inner corners, and then it's pretty much an all pastel palette. yeah, because I've got that, I feel like I can let the Beauty Bay one go. I think I might do that, you know. And then I've created this one. So that looks like that, and I created it off the Winx Club one. I really want that Winx Club palette that Colourpop brought out, but you can't get it. It's out of stock. I'm on the mailing list. If it comes back into stock, so they'll tell me, but for now that one will suffice, I think. We'll keep that until I get to Morphe palettes. So we've got another Too Faced one here, Pumpkin Spice. I've never really liked it, but I did do a couple of nice looks last year, so we'll keep it in. It's a good autumn palette. That's that. And this is another one that's really on the chopping block. So that looks like that. It's got a lot of nice rosy tones. If I keep this, I'll probably get rid of the Sigma Rosy. They're just too similar. So I need to use this again. Maybe it'll be a decluttering winter. Something that's not going anywhere is this Flower Beauty Desert Lights. I absolutely love this palette. Amy sent me this one. And then before I got that one, I thought I only wanted the Jungle Lights. But no, I love the fact that I've got the neutral as well. So that's that one. And Naomi sent me this one. Right, next up is the Profusion Violets. This is where it's kind of like I could quite easily pass on this. Yeah, let's do that, because I've got the Juvia's Place Violets. I don't need that as well. I've got the Makeup Obsession Crystal Waves, which is another pastel linen palette. Let's keep this. And then I've got the She Glam, which is another dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold. I feel like I should do a couple more looks. I did one look where I compared it. I feel like I should do another couple more looks, and then maybe I'll pass it on to my mum, because I don't need two palettes that are the same thing. But yeah, that's everything there. I mean, look at that, guys. That's what I'm getting rid of so far, and there's some on the floor as well. So I'm not doing too bad. We've just got one more drawer to go through. Hoping that I'm going to get there before the battery cuts out, because it's flashing at me again. So let me just go and get the last palettes. No, sorry, we haven't done these. Right, so I've got this Morphe 2 Palm Springs, and this one's being decluttered as well. I'm passing it on to Amy. So that's going. Right, I don't know about this one. So it's the Profusion Cosmetics Upbeat Orange. I mean, this shade, Days, is nice, but it's chunky as. Right, I'm going to keep it. My collection is not overrun with orange palettes. I'll keep it, and we'll see. Then I've got the Disney Mulan that my mum got for me. But it looks like it's gone mouldy. I have wiped some of it off, but here, like in the corners, can you see that? I can't put it on my eyes if it's mouldy, but maybe I'll just keep it kind of... No, I'm decluttering it. I think it's mouldy. I've never known that before. None of my eyeshadow palettes have made that like white green cast. We've got this Jeffree Star Beauty Killer. This is the only palette of his I've got. Again, I want to try it rather than decluttering it straight off the bat. I want to try it again and do some looks with it. I know that's not going to go down well, but I might not even film them for the channel. But yeah, that's that. So I'm going to keep this for the time being, but I don't know whether I'm keeping this or the Gold Rush. The Gold Rush is in my Shop My Stash. I'll show you that in a minute. So this is the Profusion Citrine. See, they're quite orange leaning. Am I going to need that other Profusion palette, this, if I've got this and I've got a BH Cosmetics one which is quite orange leaning. Let me get those other palettes that are in my shop, my stash. Let's see. Sorry I was in your way then. Okay, so we talked about the Citrine. We've got this BH Cosmetics Optimistic AF as well. And again, it's got this really, really pretty orange, right? So I don't need this. I'm not keeping it. So that's that. Then I've got this Cara Beauty Sour Apple, which I'm planning on doing a live. This was what I was supposed to be doing today. Got that. Oh, these are meant to be in Shop My Stash. And then this is the Gold Rush one. I feel like if anything, I'll probably declutter this. Because although it's got yellows in it, I've got yellows 10 times over in other palettes. And then it's just neutrals. So I do want to do some looks with it. I want to check the formula out. Unless the formula actually blows my socks off, then it's getting decluttered. Right, the next one is W7 Socialite. I do want to keep this. It's a dupe for the Huda Beauty. Oh, why can't I think what it is? I'll let you know. It will probably come to me in this video, but I can't think and I don't want to slow the video down. So keeping that. Again, the Nomad that Amy's recently gifted me. This is just stunning. Oh yeah, and there's oranges in here as well. So I definitely don't need to keep a palette that I'm not much keen on. I can't wait to try this. I've heard so many good things about the Nomad formula, but I live in the UK and I just haven't had the opportunity until now to try it. I've got the Odin's Eye. What's it called? Alva 2 palette. Do I love it? I feel right. This is what I like. I'm looking at it and I'm feeling blah. Get rid. Then we've got the Rude Cosmetics Dreamy Lights. Oh, this one's so pretty. And the shimmers, apart from this yellow down here, they remind me of Pastel Roses shimmers because they've got kind of a shift to them. So yeah, definitely keeping that. We won't talk about Morphe yet because I've got quite a few palettes. Another Colourpop one here, Fade into Hue. And there's 2 shades missing out of that, but that's what that looks like. I've got my Glitzy Girl palette. I've used it once in the entire time since I bought it, but it's got neon eyeshadows and I feel like they'd make really, really good liners. So let's keep that. And let me put all those away there. And these are what are being decluttered. Wow. Right, so we've got some more palettes all the way, like all on the table now. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh, there's another Colourpop one there. So Naomi kindly gifted me this from Glam Shop. It's beautiful. So this isn't going anywhere. Looks like that. My favourite shade in this palette is Monstera. It is so darn beautiful. So keeping that. I don't know where to put these palettes now. Let's make some room on this side. Then I've got my one and only Lethal Cosmetics. I don't think I need the outer carton. Just looks like that. It's kind of one of the most inexpensive palettes, and that's what it looks like. It's really, really pretty. So yeah, we'll keep that. We've got this other Colourpop one. Right, so I don't even know where I was at. I think maybe this Colourpop Plush Like Me. So normally this isn't my colour story, and that's what it looks like. I'm going to give it another chance, I think. So yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm going to give it another chance because I do like some of the shades. There's a lot of cool tones in here, and I really like these kind of grungy, this grungy quad here. So yeah, I want to give it a chance, so we'll keep that. That's right, I'd started speaking about this one, the Lethal Cosmetics. I don't even know what palette it was, but it's one of their cheapest palettes, and it's really, really pretty as well. So that's that one. Then I've got the Profusion Mixed Metals Glam. I want to keep this for a bit longer. It's really, really pretty. Then I've got the Mini Breaker Jeffree Star palette again. Definitely keeping that. Now, considering I don't like purples, there's like quite a lot of purple pinks in there. So yeah, keep that. I got it more for the oranges. Then I've got this 90 Years of Magic Disney Mickey The True Original Eyeshadow Palette. I don't keep it around the collection for the eyeshadows because I don't use them. It's more how stunning the packaging is. I definitely want to keep that. Then I've got this Lion King one, and I want to keep that as well. This one's called The Wild Side, and this one is kind of more for me, but I still don't use the shadows in it, so keep those as well. Oh, I've got two more P. Louise's elsewhere, so we'll leave that until we go through them. Let's do the Juvia's Place now. So I used this recently in a video, a live, and you guys really, really liked the look I came out with, and so did I. So yeah, we're keeping that one. This is my favourite of all my Juvia's Place palettes, the Garden of Juvia's. Oh my gosh. The shimmers in this palette is what makes it. You can see that they're just shifty. It's almost like the duochromes. I don't know if they are, but they're definitely shifty. I would highly recommend this. Then I've got the Deuce. So that's that one. I don't think I'm getting rid of any of them. Then I've got the Zulu. That's that one. Then I've got Mini Magic. I do want to try this one more time. Maybe we'll be decluttering it in the winter. So we'll keep them all for now. Bring these ones forward again. So this is the only palette I picked up from the collection, the Shrek and Revolution collection. Plus I picked up the lipstick, the ginger lipstick. Let's think. I don't know, guys. That's really pretty. But I've probably got shades like that all over. The only thing that's making me want to keep that is how stunning is that packaging. But this is meant to be a ruthless declutter. Where's the Maybe pal? I can't even see the Maybe pal. Oh, I've got, like, I put the Elsa one away. Let's just leave that there. I've got the Balm Appetit. See, the Balm Appetit has got a shade like the one in the palette that I wanted to keep. No, it's not. That's more red, where the other one's more gold. Definitely keeping this. I love this palette. Then I've got the Kimchi Chick Virgin Mojito palette. Really, really like this one as well. Right, this one can get decluttered. We've got the Primark Honey palette. So that's the packaging. I used to have the peach one, but I got rid of that ages ago. So that's that. Let's get rid of that. And then we've got the MUA Purist palette. That one can go as well. Next up is the Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne palette. What was this one called? Kaleidoscope Dream. It's really pretty. I'm going to keep it. Right, I keep this for nostalgia. Me and my mum went to Portugal a few years ago. Well, it was more than a few years ago. But we went to Portugal. I'd never been into a Sephora before, so I keep that for that reason. It used to be on my shelf where my Colourpop palettes are. I obviously can't use it, it's that old, but it would be nice to have it somewhere. Let's put it in the maybe pile. I've got this Too Faced Love palette. I don't want to keep this anymore. I think my mum would like it. It's really pretty. I've got this Too Faced chocolate bar. That's been in Project Pan for the last couple of years. And I've set out to what I wanted to do. I've used all this shade up. I've used the majority of this shade up. I did want to try and use some other shades, but I'm just going to bin it. Then we've got... Can you see? Not really. It's getting really dark now, isn't it? So let's hurry up. Because we're nearly done. I thought I would be decluttering this for sure. I mean, look at that. So it's the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette, and that's what she looks like. Definitely going to be keeping that. Let's talk about this one. So we've got the Urban Decay Smoked palette. And no, I don't want to keep that one. That can go. We've got another Urban Decay here, the Moon Dust. And like with the other palette, I thought that I'd be decluttering this for sure. But I've grown to really like it. They're really nice as toppers, so let's keep that. So I've only got one Kaleidos palette. And this one is the Kaleidos, why can't I say it? This one is the Kaleidos Flower Punk. This one is stunning. I love this palette for the more grungy side, like all these here, but I just love the entire thing. What I'm hoping for is if I can get rid of a lot of eyeshadow palettes, then I can just rotate the ones that I love. We've got this BH Cosmetics Miss Clothes So Spoiled palette. Now it worked out pretty darn well, but I've got two like holiday palettes now, so I don't need to keep that. But my mum would really like it. This one was on Chopping Block not so long ago. It's the e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette. It's going nowhere. I absolutely loved using this, so I'm keeping that. Oh, I've done that. Getting mixed up now. Next up is the Glamonatrix Nearly Natural, which I absolutely love. Lisa bought me this, and that is going nowhere. Just look at how glittery those shades are up there. It's just a stunning, stunning palette. Right, these ones. And then I think we're just on to the magnetic palettes I've got, which I'll show you as well. So that's my only Sydney Grace palette, and I got it because it was obviously Mel's and I wanted to support her and her family after she sadly passed away. So it's the Tiny Marvels palette. Excuse the screaming outside. There's just no need for it, is there? And that's what that looks like. I'm trying to get it at the right angle so you can see it, because it's, I think at this point it's like 8 o'clock at night nearly. Right, and this is the only Sample Beauty one I've got. This one's the Equalizer palette. and this one's going nowhere. So that's what that looks like. Absolutely stunning. Right, this is where this is definitely going. I've held on to this for far too long. I don't much care for the formula anymore. Kelly Gooch, this is one of her favourite palettes. I don't know if she's still got it in her collection because I don't watch her anymore. But yeah, it's going. Quite a lot, by all accounts. I think Morphe is the last what we're doing. Right, so Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. I've got two Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palettes. This one is Divine Neutrals. I've not used all the shades yet, so I definitely want to keep it for that reason. And then the other one is a really old one that she brought out, the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. What is it? Armed and Gorgeous. I love this palette so darn much. Keeping that. The Morphe 9Z. I did think about decluttering this, but I do like the shades in it, so I want to give it more of a try, and we'll see. Maybe I'll declutter it in the winter. Next up we've got the Morphe 9V Vintage Rose. This one is going to be getting decluttered. Come on. So yeah, that's getting decluttered. I used it and I just felt like I've got too many shades similar to that, so I can let that one go. Then we've got the Morphe 9P Party Pinks, and I just created the most amazing look with this pink here. So, you know, I did say to Amy, if I don't like it, I'll pass it on, but I can't. I don't have many shades like that. Next up we've got this beautiful palette. Again, I want to keep it for the packaging, but let's have a look inside. It's the Morphe and Maddie Ziegler. So that's what it looks like. Let's see. No, I'm getting rid of it. I do, however, want to keep this one. So this one is the Morphe 35M Boss Mood palette. Just because it's great for autumn. Right, I've just put my light on. It's great for autumn, so keeping that. And then this one, you know, it's just so stunning. I bought this for my birthday for myself one year. It's really, really stunning, but I don't know what to do with it, guys. So I will do a few looks with it, but I'm not that creative. My looks are really monochromatic, so I might end up letting that one go as well. So let me just go and put these palettes back, and I'll bring my magnetic palettes out. No, actually I've got some P. Louise ones and some... Right, so again, I think this is just going to be a collection. I don't think I'll be getting rid of any of these. Right, so now let me show you this one first. So this is the Michaela Glamlite 10 colour palette that she did, and there she created the most lovely look on the back. Right, so I don't vibe with this palette. I think it's just because it's greens. I'm not wearing many greens these days, but when I do, like I said earlier, when I do wear green, I absolutely love the looks that I come up with. I'll tell you what I don't like about this packaging is velour. It's like the ABH palettes, and they're like dust magnets and fingerprint magnets, but this is what it looks like. I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? I absolutely love this shade here. It's like a blue brown. I don't think, yeah, I did do a green look because me and Naomi did a collab. But yeah, I like the neutrals in it, so yeah, I'm keeping it probably for that reason alone. Right, and then the last palette I got is the Chocolate Martini. I'm sure I got this after the Michaela palette. And if you live in the UK and you don't want to go to the Glamlite website, go to Boozy Shop. So this is what it looks like. Part of me is thinking, and I can't believe I'm thinking this because I love the packaging, part of me is just thinking about decluttering the packaging. because I don't have room for it, guys. But that's what that looks like. I think I can find room for this packaging just at the side of me. So yeah, let's do that with that one. Karen bought me this a few years ago. This was my first ever Glamlite palette, an introduction to trying Glamlite, and I was just obsessed. But I have only used it for videos like nearly 2 years ago now. So it'll be interesting to see what the formula's looking like. Oh, stunning. Again, I need to use it. I mean, that orange, that is worth buying the palette for the oranges. Those two shades there and that shade. But I love like the yellow. I love all the shimmers in this, even the purple. It was just a lovely experience to use it. Right, I'll keep them in the packaging for now, but don't be surprised if you see them in the drawers and they're not in this packaging. And then this one was an entire mess. I ordered it from Discount Beauty Boutique. It never came. This ice cream here, I've just done a short on it. That is my favourite ice cream, Feast. So yeah, I'm going off topic there, but I ordered it from Discount Beauty Boutique. It never came. It took them 6 months to give me my refund back, and Naomi kindly gifted me this for Christmas. So this needs to come out because I've not done many pastel looks with it. So I feel like this needs to come out next Shop My Stash before the Natasha Denona palette comes out. Do you know the mini? In fact, I can bring that out as well and like use them in conjunction with one another. So we'll put those back where they came from. And then we've got P. Louise. So I'll show you the love tapes first. So that one's going solo. And that's like a really nice grey silver palette. It really reminds me of a small chromated palette that Jeffree Star would bring out, but I don't think he did bring out a mini one for that, did he? And then we've got the Love Affair, when it wants to focus. And this one's beautiful. That shade there is everything. So yeah, definitely keeping those two. Right, the next one up is the Worldie. I got this in a mystery box last year and I've not used it. Story of my blinking life, because I have too much. So that's that there. I can't wait to do a grungy look with these shades down here. And then the last P. Louise palette I've got is If the Crown Fits. And one of the shades came broken, which is, so it's left the palette a hot freaking mess. Come on. So you can see the black came broken, but this palette gives me a lot of yellow leaning shades and mustards. So this is why I don't need to keep a lot of my palettes that I've got yellows in. And then it's got this drawer that pulls out, and they're like my peachy orange leaning shades. I just can't wait to use that. I mean, this is what prompted this declutter, guys. Then we've got the Be Perfect Carnival, the Antidote palette. And this is just stunning as well, and I've not used this as much as I should. So that's all the palettes. Let me show you my magnetic palettes now. Right, so they're not all magnetic palettes. Well, most of them are, apart from the Danessa Myrix. This one's got shifty eyeshadows in, so I just wanted to show it you with, I'll wait until I get to the shifty eyeshadows, I guess. So they're shifty. Right, so this is my dupe for the Yucca palette, and I just genuinely feel like I've done a better job. And the reason I feel this way, guys, is because this shade down here is Scarab from the Natasha Denona Triochrome. This shade is from the Natasha Denona Gold, and that one's a duochrome, that one's a triochrome. And then we've got that one, which is a Triochrome as well. I feel like there's just more shifty shades in this than there is the Yucca palette, and I've been watching quite a few videos on the Yucca palette and it's very, very muted. I don't think this is going to be very muted. I don't think it's going to be identical, but it's going to be similar vibes. So I'll be doing a look with that palette soon. So definitely keeping that as it is for the time being. We'll go into, oh actually, not that one. So I've got this Anastasia magnetic palette here, and then it's got like, the majority are from Colourpop palettes. So the different like pastel palettes that I've had from Colourpop, I can't even remember where I got most of these from, so I couldn't tell you. But we've got some Glam Shop shifty shades over here, and then we've got some more like shifty shades over here. I think that's from Colourpop. Yeah, these are like, that's Glam Shop as well, sorry. That's Pastel Roses and that's Pastel Roses. It's come out of the Alice in Wonderland dupe palette, so I need to sort that out and get them back in there, like when I get a magnetic palette, that is. And then we've got the Anastasia, another magnetic palette here, and these are mainly Pastel Roses, duochromes. There's a few multi-chromes. This one's from Unique Beauty. These ones here are from Titmouse Cosmetics, but the majority are from Pastel Roses. Right, and then we've got this Colourpop palette. I recently placed an order for Luxie Beauty, and these are all my Luxie Beauty shades that I got. Stunning, aren't they? I can't believe I've ordered so many blues. I mean, who am I channeling here? Am I channeling you, Naomi? And then the last one is the Danessa Myricks palette that Karen got me for Christmas. So it is beautiful. I absolutely loved using this. It's a lightweight volume 3 and it's full of shifty shades. So that's my entire makeup collection. I'm going to put this back and then we'll count everything up that I'm decluttering. I feel quite good. I really do feel quite good about what I'm getting rid of. Right, so I actually didn't show you this one. So this has got a few eyeshadows that Lisa kindly sent to me when she bought me that palette from Glaminatrix. So these 3 up here are from her, and then these 6 down here belong in like the Snow White dupe palette I made up. So yeah, they need to go back in a magnetic palette when I get one for it. But that's all the palette. Right, so now's the exciting part, guys. I'm a hoarder, we all know this about me. It seems a lot here. These are all the ones. Let's put you up a sec. So all these here are going. I don't know where they're going. Some to friends, some to family, and then, you know, the really, really old ones are just being decluttered into the bin. So let's count them up. Let me stand up and do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I am going to get rid of that one, 9. I don't need to be keeping hold of it. And also that one there, my mum might like it, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39, 40, 41, 42. So by my reckoning, last night I'm sure I counted, I had about 190. So I've got, I think it was 191. So let's just say I've still got 150 palettes, which is extreme, but we need to be testing some of them. So by the time the winter comes round, I'll probably be able to get rid of at least another 20. But I feel like 40 palettes out of my collection, I've done well. What do you think, guys? But yeah, that's everything I'm getting rid of. Can you see it? That's everything I'm getting rid of. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope it's not been too long, but we'll just cut it short here. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please don't forget to like if you like declutter videos, then I'll know to do more of them in the future, and it really does help get my small channel out there. Share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.